you, Chairman Murray. I don't have the benefit of knowing what's been asked and answered, so I'll ask my questions. And recently, the ARPA-H proposal would initially focus, this is for Dr. Tabek, would have initially focused on 3 diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes, and be housed under NIH. Congress and NIH already invest significantly into research and development into these 3 diseases. How can NIH conduct proper oversight to ensure NIH's current work isn't simply being replicated?
I think those 3 diseases are meant to be illustrative and not restrictive. In terms of the larger issue that you raise, as you know, NIH does rather extensive portfolio analyses, and the expectation would be that there will be a crosstalk between the new agency and the NIH to avoid, as you put, the potential for duplication.
This again for you, Dr. Tabek. In recent national coverage determinations, CMS indicated it would support FDA and NIH by covering drugs for Medicare beneficiaries participating in randomized controlled trials. I would interpret that to mean that there is a path to coverage through NIH studies for participants qualifying trials related to any FDA-approved Alzheimer's disease treatments. Is that an assessment that, and if not, if that's an accurate assessment, or how would you elaborate?
If I may turn to Dr. Hodis, who's the expert in that space.
Dr. Hodis.
I think that's a very accurate statement. Thank you.
Good. That's a good development, right? Dr. Hodis shook his head yes.
Yes, sir.
Let me talk a moment in the absence of Dr. Sharpless. I'll let you all direct who should answer my question. The NIH 23 budget request suggests a $199 million cut to the NCI, a 2.9% cut from the current fiscal year. I assume that will be explained as those dollars being picked up in ARPA-H. What's the rationale for a significant funding pivot to ARPA-H at the expense of NCI?
So at the time the budget was prepared, the only baseline that the administration had to work with was the continuing resolution level. We're very fortunate that the Congress in the omnibus provided us with substantially more resources than were in the continuing resolution, and we certainly look forward to working with you as the 23 appropriations process works through.
So there's room, there's no particular insistence that that's the right ratio between the funding at one ARPA-H and the normal appropriations process for NCI?
I think it's more a reflection of using a baseline that was available at the time.
Well, the $16.9 billion increase for NCI in FY22 allowed the NCI to increase the funding allocated toward competitive cancer grants. It's one of the reasons we continue to advocate for higher NCI funding is to improve NCI's ability to award those competitive cancer grants. In recent years, NCI could only fund about 1 in 8 research grant applications. Dr. Sharpless indicated in front of this subcommittee that that was a great concern to him, as it is to me. If NCI funding is not boosted above the FY22 levels, can competitive grants be prioritized and expanded?
It would be very difficult to do that in the absence of additional funding.
Doctor, thank you, both of you. Thank you all.